Happy Tuesday, guys. Today's home workout is a 2-round workout for time, 50 alternating dumbbell snatches, 45 wall balls, 40 lateral burpees over the dumbbell, and then 35 toes to bar. There's a 25-minute time limit that I put for the class, and you can kind of gauge your workout based off this. I said to finish one round every 12.5 minutes for the class, so I would also use that for your home workout as well, kind of gauge where you're at with it. Obviously, you don't have to time cap yourself. I encourage you to try to finish this one, but try to stay within that cap there to keep that intensity for this style of workout. And this workout, we want to work on the aerobic side, so we're going a little slower, but to keep a nice pace all the way throughout. So 50 alternating dumbbell snatches. We want to be able to do them in sets of 20, 30, or if you can, do it all unbroken. Similar idea with the wall balls. Burpees, I would just want you to kind of keep moving whatever pace you choose. Just make sure you can kind of move throughout those 40. And then toes to bar. If you don't have a barbell, or not a barbell, but a pull-up bar at home, go for those V-sits, or you can lie flat on the floor, grab a door frame or something you can hang on behind you, and then lift your legs up and towards that object that's behind you. So you're lying down and you're bringing your feet up, touching that object, and then back down. That mimics a toes to bar very well, and it helps you work on that core, the lower core, to really drive those legs up in that toes to bar movement. So once you get your bar, or once you head back to the gym, you guys can really be proficient at those toes to bar. So you guys can use that as a progression, or go V-sits, or even sit-ups for the toes to bar there. Again, for this workout, try to keep a good pace throughout this. Don't try to go unbroken with the 50 and then gas yourself out and not be able to kind of move through the rest of the movements here. I would rather you break it up so you keep a good pace throughout each of the movements, one after the other, and then be consistent with the first round compared to the last round. So if you finish in 10 minutes the first round, try to see if you can finish the second round in 10 minutes or less, okay? That's another goal I want you guys to think about for this workout. Once you're done, we're gonna stretch it out, cool down with a glute stretch and a frog stretch. So we're getting the outside of our hip there, and then we're working on that groin. Really trying to open up those hips, getting nice range of motion. Might be tight from those wall balls. Also, might be tight a little bit in those dumbbell snatches from bending over and coming up back up again. Might feel a little tight in the QL. Kind of helps to get into like a pigeon stretch to kind of open up those areas. So make sure you get after that after the workout there. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoy the workout in the AFTERBURNER today. We'll see you next for the warm-up video. All right, guys, so for the warm-up today, we're starting off with some mobility. We're starting off 3 and 3 single arm camshafts. So we're working on that shoulder blade, that scap, really trying to get that moving and create some awareness for ourselves as we get towards that workout. So for that camshaft, guys, I want you to start off with your arm nice and straight, elbow locked out. From here, guys, what we want to do is kind of mimic a cylindrical or circular motion when we do this. So what I would start off with is push your shoulder blade forward without twisting at the spine or anything like that, or through the midline. Then you're going to lift that shoulder up, retract, and as you're retracting, you're pulling your shoulder blade down, and then back forward again. We're going to be going for 3 per side, or 3 in one direction, 3 in the opposite direction. Really going slow and feeling where that shoulder blade is in space. This is going to give us some awareness, get that proprioceptive system fired up and ready to go. So 3 on that one side, the clockwise and the counterclockwise direction, then do the same thing on the opposite side. Again, really trying to go in that circular or like elliptical motion for your shoulder there. Next thing, guys, we're going to get those hips a little bit loosened up. Same mobility kind of drill for that as well. We're going to get into about a squat stance, knees bent, and we're going to think about trying to push our left hip into our left hand there. So we're going to tilt that hip to the left there, then go back into center, then push out to that right position. Really trying to isolate that hip on its own as we do this. We're going to go for 3 lateral glides of the hips per side, really trying to keep motion just in the lateral plane rather than the forward and back plane there. Once you finish that, guys, we're gonna go into 2 sets for our warm-up and activation, which is a hollow hold to start off with. So we're gonna come down to the floor. Again, with that hollow hold, keep the legs straight, round that back and sit back until your legs are off the ground, the upper back is off the ground. Hands can be by your side or overhead. Keeping the core nice and engaged. 20-second hold. Once you're done, we're gonna go for 20 flutter kicks. So 10 flutter kicks per side. Once you're done that, guys, we're gonna go into a single leg glute bridge, and we're gonna add a press in that position as well. So make sure you have an object that you're comfortable with pressing from that horizontal plane. You'll only need one. As you do this, you're gonna be pressing from that one side. So I'm gonna be holding that kettlebell on my right arm there. And I'm gonna sit back into that glute bridge. From here, I'm gonna do a single leg glute bridge on my left side, then press with my right. Lower the right side, bring that left leg down. I'm gonna do that for 6 reps on that side before I switch. So again, single leg press, then push up with that kettlebell, back down, and then lower again. This will really challenge both your glutes and hamstrings, but also your midline stability as you're in that position. So we're gonna do 6 on one side, 6 on the other side for 12 total. Then from there, guys, we're gonna go into some more pressing. This time we're gonna use 2 objects. So I want you guys to get into that kneeling position. Hips are open all the way, and we're gonna go for some alternating presses. So we're gonna press one overhead. As the opposite comes down, we're gonna switch and press the opposite kettlebell. We're gonna go for 10 alternating reps here. And as you do this, guys, really try to watch out that you don't twist around. Keep the core engaged, keep everything nice and tight as you go through those 10 reps. Finally, guys, in that 2 sets, the last movement will be the dead stop kettlebell swing. So usually we kind of keep the kettlebell swings going continuously. We're gonna stop at the bottom each time and really emphasize the drive through our legs to get the kettlebell overhead. So kind of like a ground overhead here, guys, with the kettlebell in between our feet, chest up nice and tall. We're gonna think about driving hard through the legs and then continue that pull with our elbows and lock that dumbbell or kettlebell overhead. So what it looks like from that side profile, I'm here, locking up straight overhead, starting from that bottom position each time. 2 sets of that, guys, to get that activation going, and once you're done, we'll see you next for the movement standards.
Starting with the alternating snatch. I got a dumbbell here, guys. So depending what you have at home, your starting position might be slightly different, okay? So what I'm getting at is if I have a smaller object, I might have to squat down to reach it versus leaning forward and rounding my back. That is usually your go-to, more natural, kind of lean forward, reach for it. But then that changes your spine position, does not keep it in neutral position. So try to get in the habit of hinging with the hips, okay, squatting down if your object is a little bit smaller, okay? To avoid using your back or compromising your back position, use those legs. Just like any lift here that we would use with a barbell, you would deadlift it from the floor. From there, you guys, you're gonna drive your hips, heels into the floor. As you drive your elbow slightly back, then quickly turn it around and punch it to the ceiling, okay? Avoid that 2-step because it's not a clean and press, it's a snatch, okay? So one fluid, continuous movement all the way overhead, okay? Then you're going into your wall ball, so grabbing that soccer ball, basketball, volleyball, whatever you got guys at home. If you got something, if you don't have a med ball per se, okay? So going into your target, so maybe it's the side of your house, guys. trying to throw it as high as you can. Then back into that squat, okay? Or if it's a heavier object, try to be consistent with your target. If it's light, high as possible. If it's a weighted object, hit that target. Where do you position your rope for your burpees? Then from there, you're going to go into your burpees. So 3 to 5 burpees, finding that rhythm of what the speed is going to be. Are you stepping into it? Are you jumping up for it? Play around with it. What works for you? Okay?
The final move is the V-sit. Remember, guys, you can challenge yourselves with a weight between the heel, or you can do a toner bar if you have a bullet bar at home. So for the V-sit, first progression, you can just do a sit-up. So you can get an ab mat under your back, or a towel, roll up a shirt, whatever. We're just gonna come all the way up, touch the shoes, come back down. You can use your arms. Those are a bit too easy for you. For 3, it's probably gonna be a bit too easy. You can switch to a jackknife. So in a jackknife, we start off in that hollow body position. The knees come in towards the chest. The V-sit is very similar, except now we're keeping our legs locked out, and we're trying to bring our arms overhead and then bring the hands in towards the toes. If you don't touch the toes, that's okay. You're just gonna try to get as close as you can, and you're gonna try to keep everything nice and straight.
All right, guys, we're here for the AFTERBURNER. Got my mat here to get ready for our stretches, so I'll meet you down there. Gonna come down to our glute stretch here. I'm gonna start from all fours. We're going to cross that one leg perpendicular to our body, kind of getting into that pigeon stretch. That back knee is gonna be close to the ankle. Then we're gonna sit our hips back and kind of fish around in that position, trying to stretch out this glute. So I'm gonna move back to the side, play around with it, see where I feel that stretch the most, and kind of hang out in that position. Once you do 2 minutes on that one side, switch and do 2 minutes again on the opposite side, same position there, ankle close to the knee, sit back, kind of fish around until you feel that stretch. I feel it when I go out to the side more, so see if that works better for you, or you can play around going just further back. Once you finish 2 minutes per side, we're gonna go for 2 minutes in that frog stretch. So on our knees here, try to use something that's soft so it's easier on the knees, especially on the inside of the knees. We're gonna go wide with our knees there until we feel a stretch in our groin. And then from here, we're gonna push our hips back, and you'll start to feel a stretch in those hip flexors, in that psoas muscle. Try to mess around with going back and then taking a break, go back until you feel that stretch. You can kind of twist that back a little bit in that position. See what feels best for you, trying to target that groin a little bit more with the frog stretch. So 2 minutes for both stretches today. Hope you guys enjoyed the workout, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the workout.